Greetings, my name is Louise Dente, and I welcome you to yet another edition of Cultural Caravan. On this edition is a special as we celebrate the life and legacy of Latin jazz superstar, Mr. Candido Camero. He was over 95 years young and has spent over 70 years in show business. We will talk to Candido about his phenomenal career, his influences, and his advice to future generations of artists. Well, are you ready? Well, I am. Let's go. He is the managing director of City College Center for the Arts. Welcome to Cultural Caravan.
Thank you very much. I think this is my first time.
Yes. Well, we are really excited about this event. Tell us about what inspired City College to produce this program in honor of this legend. Okay.
It's a perfect fit. I mean, Candido is an amazing artist, and you know, Aaron Davis Hall has been around since 1979, and all of the legends have been here, and Candido is one of the legends. He's been here twice, and it just makes sense that we honor him and celebrate all of the achievements he's made in music.
Now, I know that for those in the audience that you have a beautiful rendering of the great Candido in the lobby. Absolutely. That people can actually see. Tell us about that. Who did it?
Well, about a week ago, we had an installation of the artwork, and I didn't know any of the artists. I had no idea who these artists were, but I was told that the artwork was amazing. And I met this gentleman, Luis, and I can't remember Luis's last name, but he said, oh, I provided the portrait. So I says, oh, that's cool. Where is this portrait at? He says, oh, it's wrapped up. Let me show it to you. I was like, this is amazing. This is incredible. And it's just remarkable, and we're really blessed to have it on our walls. You know, we have a gallery here as well. And we usually work with artists that are up and coming when it comes to art, but these guys are not up and coming at all. They are seasoned artists, and the artwork just shines on our gallery.
Now, for those who are not familiar, can you give us the address and how people can contact the, Aaron Davis Hall?
Absolutely. Let me give you our website address. It's www.citycollegecenterforthearts.org. Our phone number is 212-650-6900. My name is Greg Shank, and I hope to see you here soon.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
I wish you can come every day.
Yes. Well, we are so excited to see you, and you're celebrating 95 years, which is such a blessing. Tell us, When you came to the U.S., first of all, from Cuba.
That's
okay?
right. That's right.
First of all, what inspired you to be a musician? Why did you become a musician?
And that's run on my family. My mother, she was a singer. My father, he was playing the Cuban guitar they call tres. And my grandfather, he was playing the bass. And I have an uncle who taught me how to play the bongos and the congas. And I was 4 years old that time.
Wow.
I was in a school, in a kindergarten. I told my father I would like to be a musician. And he asked me, which instrument would you like to play? I said, I like to play the bongos. So he said, oh, I don't have the money because they cost too much money for me, but I'm going to make you something going to sound like bongos, and you're going to enjoy it. Wow. So he got 2 empty cans, the condensed milk, and he put a skin on, and that was my first pair of bongos. Wow. When I was coming from the school, my mother used to play the lunch. And I was playing, banging on the table. So she used to tell me, you're going to hurt your fingers. That's not skin, that's a wood. My grandfather would tell her, let him play. Someday he's going to become famous all over the world. And that's exactly what happened 95 years later.
Wow.
And if he was alive now, I would ask Grandpa, what was the numbers on the lotto?
Exactly. Well, your family obviously saw your future right there. And when you think about the drum or the conga, which traces us all the way back to Africa, that connection is so strong.
Yes.
And then at what point did you decide that it was time to leave and to go to America?
Well, I was listening to the radio in Havana, Cuba. I was born. And I liked what I heard, you know, the music, different type of music, but good music. So I said, oh, I hope someday I have the opportunity to go to the United States. So exactly what happened, I said, oh, this is like a dream come true. And I came to United States July 4th, 1946. I was 25 years old then. And since then, I've been playing with all the big names on the show business, like Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Tony Bennett, Lionel Hampton, Gene Krupa, and also Count Basie, Duke Ellington, and the singers Dinah Washington, Lena Horne, Lee, very famous singer.
Yes. And I know Randy Weston also.
And also Randy Weston.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, so when you think about those greats, how was it working with some people like yourself who would later become legends? How was it?
Very, very beautiful, and very nice. They all was very humble. They was very genius. And we all together the same way, a lot of admiration, a lot of respect. And that was working very good, very good. Oh, the number I like, I would try to remember is Lena Horne.
Yes.
And also Dinah Washington I mentioned. Yes. Also Peggy Lee.
What advice would you like to give to those out there who are interested in pursuing music and being a musician like you?
I would say, like, example, like, from I was born, never drink, never smoke, never use drug, and not believe in false inspirations. But everyone, especially the youngest one, to make sure and do the right thing all the time as a Jewish son. Yeah.
Well, again, on behalf
No,
of
yes. No drink, no smoke, no drug, and no false inspiration.
You got it. Well, that's tremendous. And again, on behalf of Cultural Caravan, we want to salute your work as being a trailblazer and a role model. And I, again, am honored to be able to.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Again,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Joined by a legend in our community, Brother Rome Neal, a multi-talented artist and a very key figure here in this event. Welcome to Cultural Caravan.
It's a pleasure being here. Good to see you again.
Likewise, likewise. Yeah. Tell us about the significance of this event in honor of the legendary Candido Camero.
Well, Candido is, it's an honor to be here and to pay homage to him. I'll be doing a little segment of the show, bringing the African American jazz segment of it, But Candido has been around African American music, or our music, which I call the music of the spirit, which we call jazz, for almost half a century, And he's been giving, and he's played with all the greats. So it's without word that one should be here to pay homage to him. the last time I saw him, we were at Randy Weston's 80th birthday party, and we were sitting at the same table, and just he's got so much wisdom and so much love in him. You know, for a brother to come from Cuba and to be heralded as the person who brought the Cuban Latin jazz music to the United States, you know, to be one of the preeminent forces in it, you know, it's not an easy task to do. So he's to be, you know, commended, awarded, rewarded for what he's done over these years. So it's an honor to be here. And my good friend Nelson Rodamez, one of the producers, said, hey, I wanted to add a little different touch to it, not just Latin music, but I wanted to add the jazz version to it too. And I thought of no other person than you, Rome. And for me, that's an honor also.
Yes.
You know.
Now, I know that you, through your work at the New York Poets Cafe, and also your work as an artist, you've did and created and brought Thelonious Monk to life. Talk about the significance of Thelonious Monk and this legend that we're honoring today.
Well, Thelonious Monk, you know, again, his music, all this music, you see, this music is rooted in jazz. It's rooted in the music of the spirit of our people. And our people, be it Latin or African, is all connected. I was in Nigeria years ago, and I'm walking the streets and I hear this music playing, and I stop someone and say, is that, where did they get the salsa music from? He said, no, that's not salsa, that's Afrobeat. You know, so the rhythm is all the 6/8 is always there for all of us. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, again, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you and your performances at the New York Poets Cafe as well as tonight's event.
Well,
Thank you.
Just say this last thing, that the New York Poets Cafe, love the space that I've started in as for theater and music, and New York has been dedicated to the music of not only jazz, but Latin jazz for years. You know, we've had great people like Bobby Sanabria, who's played there and still continues to play there every month. You know, before that, there was this Chimbo Cornelia who played there. Candido, he's been there once or twice too. You know, so we've had all these great Latin jazz artists in the house, and so that's what we do. We cannot get away from the music that we love and the people that we love.
All right. Well, please continue the work you do. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, and we continue to encourage you to tune in, to write, and to tell a friend. And please visit our website at www.ccptv.org. But until next time, Louise Dente saying thank you.
I realized that to learn about the people, you study the dance. And when you study the dance, you learn the history of the people, because dance in traditional African cultures used to preserve, and so that the young coming forth learn by age group. And as I said, you know, I'm skipping years. In traditional African cultures, you learn by age group. So you would have the toddlers who will be going around, they aren't paying any attention, but they are, because these rhythms are becoming a part. And then as they go into the initiation rites, everything is explained. Then after the initiation, then they are ready for courtship and marriage, and then maybe baby naming ceremonies, and on and up until time they make the transition to the grand ancestral grounds.
About the importance of celebrating this legend and her family's commitment.
Well, the longevity of it, the quality, the non-negotiable dignity, that's kind of what Ruby and Asa represent. I remember as a child in South Carolina when Jack Robinson was the ultimate hero for all of us, the great breakthrough, Ruby and Jack Robinson doing the Jack Robinson story. That was a big deal. There were no black anchors on TV at that time, none, anywhere in America. So the forerunner on screen, on stage, but their stardom did not take them into another world. It took them to the ground where the people were. In so many ways, Oz and Ruby are like reality TV. They're like real stuff. What you see is what you get. And whether it was marching in Selma, Alabama with Dr. King, also doing Malcolm X's funeral, calling him Sweet Prince. I mean, this Asa. I remember the first Black Caucus meeting, right after Dr. King had been killed, and we were searching for our way. We lost this huge giant. It was Asa Davis who says, not the rap is the map, not the man's the plan. That's Asa too.
You know, I look at culture, and again, I use the work of Dr. Wade Nobles, brilliant educational psychologist, and he says that culture is the vast structures of behaviors, ideas, attitudes, ceremonies, rituals, people that we value, things that we value in our life. And since African folk were taken from Africa, and someone else's culture was superimposed over theirs, we have to get back to culture. Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop, a brilliant Senegalese scholar, mathematician, linguist, he even tested the melanin content in the mummies of the pharaohs and found out that they in fact were black. They were African people, well melanated. He says that when a people who wish to oppress another people look to see how to do it, they take three things from it. They take their history, they take their language, and they take away their psychological factor. And that psychological factor really is at the foundations of what culture is.
They jumping in the city, West Indian happy, happy whole time for Labor Day. I tell you, no problem, for we take over Harlem Sunday, eve of Labor Day. Virgin Islands crew in town, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. John. When you hear the cowbell ring, Harlem will be jumping. Hey, hey, Carnival, hey, hey, Bacchanal. The action